All right, what's going on? What's happening? Oh my gosh, I'm so tired today. It is a rare midday stream. Let's see how well this goes. Probably not well, but... Wait, did they change this? Oh, let me try that again. Did they change this? No. Oh, I straight up missed that. So bad. Come on. Ah. Thought they changed it where I didn't have to click it, but I guess I still do. Ah. Oh, this is not going good. This is not going good. I'm so dead. That one did not go well. Come on. Okay. Alright, now we're good. Now we're good. We got 3K in this? Nice. Nice. Oh no! Oh, I thought I was good. No. Oh well. Oh well. I don't know. I don't know what it is about PC and trying to do that. I just feel like I got a lag when I move. Use stamina. Burn some stamina. So what's going on? I was just doing a quick little stream. Jump on here, say hi. I know a lot of people I don't typically see because I typically stream around reset. Especially like the Europe group. Oh, that was good. Man, it is just crazy here. It was, I'm trying to think. Friday, it was like 75, like 75, 76. Took the top off our Bronco, so driving around with top off. Yesterday, it was still decent. I had it off, put it on later at the night because it dropped. It dropped a little bit, but it started to rain a little bit, so I put it back on. And it was still fairly nice last night. This morning, woke up, it's snowing. It's like, I just need to move south. I just need to, I don't know. Oh, I'm short. Never mind. I don't know why I'm clicking on that. Don't have it. Does Deerfly still play? Yeah, Deerfly still plays. We're in the off season now, so it's really quiet. Nothing's really going on this week. And very interesting, we didn't even have the new Meteorite Iron War. We didn't even have that this week on this server. So I thought for sure we were going to start over the weekend because we had started it on like the OG servers that same week. But we didn't for whatever reason. So oh, it's kind of weird. Yeah, she's still on. I think yeah, she's in world chat. Get a nice little secret task here. She is trying to think. I think she's at like yeah, 356 hero power. So I think her total power when she has full troops, I think is closer to like like 540, something like that. Okay, how many more do I need to do? Let's see here. I only need one more. Okay. Yeah, it's probably going to be quiet until we have some kind of Warzone duel tournament, but I don't think that's going to happen for probably another month. Um, Mark, I can't really share you. I can't share coordinates outside a game. So unless you send me a message, which you'd have to have, my coordinates to send me a message. Or if, we come across each other in like Winter Storm or something like that. I get people I run into in like Winter Storm. But yeah, unfortunately, there's no way. There's no way to share chords outside a game. We've talked to the devs about that. They said they were working on. I don't know what they're actually going to do or not. How they're going to make that work. I told them I was like that it'd be so much better like the Valentine's Day event when we sent out rockets. I was like it'd be so much better if I could send chords out, like let everybody know like where to message me and send me their chords so I can pick a winner and send it out. But the only people I could basically enter to play were those that could find my coordinates in time. It's possible. I mean, being on a server with Deerfly, tons of people have our coordinates. So trying to find our server, it's a lot easier than finding just a random server that doesn't have any players on it that anybody like really knows of. It's a little easier finding our server, but at the same time, it is still really hard, especially if you're, for instance, in like server 1200. It's a lot of servers you got to try to surf through to find information. Uh, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, it's all good. Yeah, season one is nuts. We were just talking about that the other night and how so I wasn't in FS4 during season one or season two. So I joined after season two. When I moved servers anyways, I wasn't on the server. But they were talking about how in season one, like they should have won, but because of the chaos of there was Warzone Duel going on or Capital War going on the same time that cities could be attacked. It's just it was just a pain. Just a pain. Just too much to deal with. And so essentially what happened was they had people they were fighting the Capital War and the people they were fighting coordinated with another alliance to attack one of their cities, one of their level 6 cities. So, yeah, that was man, season 1 I don't miss I don't miss season 1 in general. I do miss the fighting from season 1. If you ask most players, like they probably got half or more of their kills from season 1. After that, it just drops off. Because one, you don't have as much like kills from versus day. I feel like versus day kills drops off. And then I mean you got some Warzone duels here and there, but it's nothing and then in like season 2, season 3, it's nothing like it was with season 1. I didn't even see how many kills Deer got up to. I mean, yeah, she got I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 million kills this past season. Well, probably more than that. She probably got a lot more than that. I'm trying to remember. She was like 40. She might have been like 45 to 47 million kills. But still, like that's not that much compared to season one. People had so many kills from season one because there was so many fights going on all the time, and they lasted a lot longer. The fights in season two, most fights were over in like the actual Alliance Center fights were over in like 5-10 minutes. Can't kill very many troops in 5-10 minutes. Season three was better with the trade posts. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with the trade posts. I got a lot of kills, messing around with people. And it just made it interesting because you could sit there and rally people when they were in the mud. You just sit there and rally them. So brought in some rally dynamics to it as well. Uh, wait, servers feel like. Wait, I'm confused. Servers feels having less and less alliances. I feel like the servers have less alliances. I'm guessing that's what you're saying is that it feels like there's less alliances. Yeah, I mean you have I feel like a lot of the casuals that were just kind of checking out the game probably left that didn't tend to hang around. And the big thing for us, it's like our servers, the game was still coming out, so things were being developed. Now there's like a set schedule of you're going to be playing this long. You're going to start, you get all the character or all the heroes. You start Warzone duels. You start, and then you go into a season. You go into season one. For us, it was like they brought it out. Okay, we got to bring out some heroes. Let's throw in verses. Let's throw in some Warzone duels. Okay, what's after that? And we had several rounds of Warzone duels before season one started, and I mean there was people just didn't know where the game was heading, so there were a lot of people that quit before season one even started, and then after season one, a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is just chaos." And people that come into the game now, if they pay attention to what's going on, are watching any videos, any other people's content, they'll see like how things change. So they have an idea of what to expect, where like before we had no idea. We were just kind of flying blind through everything. So we had a lot of people leave on these servers, like people that you probably never hear of because they just came on, they just kind of played the game, didn't really do much, didn't really play much. And then you had actual players that were really strong. Like we had on 72 where I was from, we had some pretty big players that left after just a few months, probably like I think month like three, something like that. Because we actually played FS4 and 71 and Warzone duels and we beat them. And like we had beaten Deerfly in them. This is like obviously a long time ago. You're talking 3-4 months into the game, so nobody was huge yet. Character heroes were still coming out and everything. But like we were actually beating them. We teleported them, burned them and teleported them. But I don't know, 3 or 4 of those guys quit after just like 3-4 months. So, and you had that even on new servers now too. And that's what happens. You start a new game, you have no idea what to expect. You jump in, you either jump in just to play around a little bit, mess around, even if you're like free to play, just hanging out, checking it out, and you don't like it, you don't stay. But even like big spenders, they come in, drop a few $1,000s, get crazy for a month or two, and then just say, I don't feel like continuing to spend. And if I don't continue to spend, I'm not going to have the fun I'm having. And that's what happens. Because if you spend, say, $1,000 a month, if you don't continue to spend $1,000 a month, like you're going from, you're not going to be like top, but you're probably going to be still like top 1%. You're going to continue to just kind of drop out of there, even if you're spending like $300 a month. That's a pretty big drop. So they're just like, well, instead of just stop or slowing down my spending, I'm just going to quit. So what's yeah, thanks for coming out. Good to see you again. Antonio. Looks like Antonio. All right, I'm gonna jump over the baby account real quick. Oh, yeah, I was trying to plan some stuff with some of the other streamers to do something. I was like, okay, we'll wait until I finish up season 3, and they were wrapping up some stuff too. And then I got sick, and it's just been like a crazy week. I was like, shoot, I actually need to catch up with them and try to plan some things out here. Oh my gosh, I did not collect this well. Whoops. Let's roll these. Oh, that was nice. Send that. Send it. Send that. No legendaries? Come on. I hate not having Mega to play on this account. You wait, there's absolutely no way to save tickets and resources when you don't have Mega. Because it's like set. It's like you use this, you're guaranteed to have all legendaries. Where I feel like if you just sit here and hit refresh and refresh, you burn through so many more than you would if you had Mega. Come on. Okay, is this just not? Hello? Is that want to register? Oh, shoot. I gotta collect some of these. No. I'm gonna be over before reset. Alright. I do need to do this. Okay. Stop wasting my tickets. Hero growth. Yay. Man, I got so many weapon shards. 272 here, another 150 here, and then 29 here. So I can get, as soon as I get Diva to 5-star, I can unlock her weapon. I'll have to get a couple more packs. Can unlock her weapon. And then I'm trying to think, how many levels can you do at 400? I think it's 100 to get to 5. Or is it 80 to get to 5? And then it's 40. So 200. So I might get it to like 15 right away. If I get it to 20, that'd be awesome. I think it's Skylar's to 20. You get that. Try to get the headquarters 30. Get my tier 10 troops. I just want to have like a decent account I can be somewhat competitive with. Because right now, like anybody, any level 30 that hits me, it's like I can't even touch them. Uh, Wait, Great Lake. Oh, okay, Ontario. Oh, okay. Now I got what you're saying. Ontario, gotcha. What's your advice for Alliance? Wait, have a few active players while majority of players just farm or do minimum versus day and not joining Warzone like in season 1. What's advice for like your Alliance leader? I have choppy sound. I was planning on doing account reviews either tomorrow or Tuesday. I think I might do it on Tuesday. We'll see. Is the sound better? Maybe my internet just kind of bugged out there for a minute. But it's I don't know if you mean like your alliance, like you're the leader and you have members that don't want to participate. I mean, we just if people don't want to show up and play, we just kick them. I mean, that's the whole point of playing the game is to participate in that stuff. Is this still cutting? All right. Is that better? Okay. Yeah, I would just kick people. I would just tell them, hey, if you're not going to be online to participate in events, because that's the point of the game. At the end of the day, it's to compete in seasons, to try to place high in seasons, and try to win Warzone duels. Like that's the point of the game. Then you have obviously versus Desert Storm, those other game modes in there that also give rewards to build up for that stuff. But the whole point is like you want your server to be the best, you want your alliance to be the best, to compete and win those things. That is like the longest name I've ever seen. Sick made. Yeah, I mean we after the first few months when we started figuring out what was going on, like that was one of the rules was if you're not going to participate. And then we started forcing other alliances. And then it's kind of where you have a bit of a divide. We had, so like our alliance, we had guys that wanted to go and burn other alliances on our server if they didn't participate. It was, say, for instance, if you didn't have 30% of your team show up for Capital War, at least 30%, which if you have, say, 70 players, 30% is, about 25 or so. I think most alliances like that are like say top 5 alliances, they're probably going to have at least 80 to 85 players. So it's all it is like 20 to 25 players. If you think about it, that shouldn't be that hard to have that many players show up for Capital War or Warzone Duel. And what we would do is just go and, or I wouldn't. We had guys that would go and like burn players, just go and burn alliances and either force basically like break up an alliance and either force all the top players to join other alliances, like the top alliances, or just say like, hey, if you're not gonna fight, we're just gonna do this every week until you do, kind of thing. And a lot of players quit from that, like smaller players and stuff that just didn't want to deal with it. I mean, that's kind of the point of the game, though. So, is it recommended you go and just burn everybody and make everybody show up to fights? And it's kind of come down to your server and your leadership on your server on how to address that stuff. But if you have, even if you have 3 really good alliances, not everybody's going to show up from those alliances most of the time. And if you have, say, 50%, so you have maybe about 45 to 50 players from each alliance, that's 150 players or so. If nobody else from your server shows up, and you have another server that has, say, 300 players that show up, they're just going to like swarm you. And there's no way you can attack and defend the capital, the cannons, and do all that stuff, and then also defend your bases from basically what would be like 2-on-1 in a lot of those situations. So it's yeah, it really sucks when you don't have people that show up for Warzone duels and you just get absolutely annihilated. Okay, I need to actually like do some. I'm too nice for that kind of stuff though. I'm more of a just, hey, I'll kick them out, then go somewhere else. Versus just burning everybody. Yeah, that's a problem if you only have 15 players of 90 players, especially if you are, um, you said you are the top alliance. Gosh, man, that is crazy. That is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen only 16 players join. Like for my old server, when we had, it was kind of weird. We had initially there were three, just three top alliances, and then it kind of changed to four, and then went back to three, and then it went back to four. Um, just because people moved around, and we tried to create another alliance to bring like people from smaller alliances up to. But out of those groups, I think we always had at least like 30, 40 people from each one of those alliances. And then there were several other alliances that had active players. They were just smaller, that always had people show up. I mean, we always had a pretty good turnout to Warzone duels. So yeah, that blows my mind that only like 16 people showed up. I think the only time we had lower numbers was last year, last the last Warzone duel before season 3 started, the tournament before season 3 started. It was all around Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so all 3 of the weeks of the fighting, people were either traveling, there were Christmas parties, holiday parties, things going on. So it was kind of hard to get the numbers that we normally had. And that was probably the lowest turnout. And we still had a lot of people that showed up. Yeah, that is one of the arguments when you burn other alliances on your server. If you burn them, they lose troops and they can't fight anyways. But yeah, again, it all just comes down to how the leadership on your server wants to deal with stuff. 100% agree though. I mean, yeah, for the levels that we had, like the power that we had on our server, we had probably one of the best fighting servers though. Like we had people that knew how to, teleport around, send out attacks, and just like clean out. We would just go to like sections, just clean out sections on Warzone duels days, and just kind of like work our way around and clear people out. Survivors. All right, couple more here. It's only downside of not having 4 squads. I can't send 4 rallies at a time. I'm doing 3. It's got like no reason to have a fourth to get the monthly pass on this account. Yeah, I mean, I was going to stream the end of season 3, but the problem with that is it's so unbelievably laggy, and it's not even a real Warzone duel. It is the like most watered down version of a Warzone duel because you can't. First of all, you have 4 servers versus 4 servers, so there's so many more players involved. But then you also have everybody outside of the contaminated area around the capital that can't be attacked, but they can attack people in the contaminated land. So it's not nearly the same. So it's a completely different strategy with the season stuff. But yeah, I plan to when they launch them, hopefully in the next month, we'll start having some Warzone duels again. get in some tournaments because they are fun. Warzone duels, I say they're probably one of the funnest things, especially if you have a server that knows how to fight and win. And it's not all about like, hey, we just got some big guys, or big guys are going to show up and they're just going to beat everybody. Like you got to have, if you have some general strategy on like what alliance is, it's always best. Like we would always divide it out and say Alliance 1, top, Alliance 2, Alliance 3, Alliance 4. You have this cannon, this cannon, this cannon. And then you have so many players, say the top 15 players, and, or not, maybe not top 15, but several of your top 15, along with, I don't know, like 20 other players that will go and, like, as people teleport in around that core group and they try to attack, you just go out and like just burn everybody that teleports in. So just knowing like who is supposed to be where and at what time, and saying like, okay, 30 minutes before all the bigs teleport over, then start filling in. Or if like 15 minutes before, if somebody else teleports in, okay, 15 minutes before, we're going to jump over there real quick. Bigs are going to just burn everybody they can. So you're like Crazy Deerfly, Tyson, King, Hulk, they would all just go over, burn a bunch of the bases out, kind of clear a path, and then right before everybody else just jumps in, teleports in, and starts burning everybody. Because if you just leave it and just hope that everybody shows up, and making sure everybody's aware and doing counts. Like we would have everybody do uh, polls. So doing polls and asking, hold on. Let me start this real quick. I think this is the last one I need to do. All right, I'll jump over here real quick because I know we just had polls. Let me. Oh, let's go here. Oops. Let's go. Okay. I mean, this is not, obviously not fighting. This is exactly what we would do though, would be, okay, who is going to be available? Yes, no, I'll be there part of the time or something like that. And then we would get a head count, and then all of the R4s, all the R5s from all the alliances, they all say, okay, we have 20 people that are showing up. We have maybe another 5 that can be there at some point during the fight. Okay, great. And then say, okay, based on the numbers, you guys are going to be here. And then, let them know a general area of where to cover, what cannon to cover, and that sort of thing. So we always do polls throughout the week to know who's going to be there. And then announcements. Like we do very clear announcements of, hey, we're going to be fighting on server 93. We're going to be leaving at 15 till to jump over there and fight. And, this alliance is going to be here. We're going to be here. This alliance is going to be there. And just spelling all that stuff out and just being repetitive with it. Because there's people that jump on, they miss one announcement. They may be like a couple of announcements and they don't like pay attention. So if you do a couple of them throughout the week, and then reminding people too, when you have to attack like certain trucks at the start of the week, because you know who you're going to be going up against, do an announcement. And usually like the president, they'll send out a mail saying, okay, we're facing this server, only attack trucks from this server, try to win your arms race, try to win your versus, so you can win invasion rights, unless you don't want to. There was a tournament we were in, invasion rights every time. It was to the point where we try not to score. Well, I wouldn't say try not to score any arms race. Like basically like the bare minimum for arms race. Like open up the boxes, that's it. Same thing with versus. It was okay. We're gonna try to get 7.2 million. Everybody just get 7.2 million, but we want to lose versus. And that came to a point where we would almost not even. There were a couple days where we wouldn't even score any versus points. Um, and oh, World Boss too. So that was really funny. We would do we would like not even attack the World Boss because we would say if you're gonna hit the World Boss, send like just send Gump, create a team with Gump, and just hit the World Boss with Gump. Do like 40 million damage and just call it a day. And there'd be somebody that would mess up and send their first squad, not pay attention, and do like 8 billion damage, and they're like, oh great. And like the other server would be doing the exact same thing, and so we'd have these super low scores, and that's what it came down to in the last one. So we won the first two by just defending, and then the very last one, we ended up getting invasion rights. Unfortunately, we like didn't lose invasion rights like we were planning to because we had a strategy for defending that was so good, and the tournament bracket we were in, we were very close. There were a couple players that had hero powers that were pretty high, but we just had like the numbers. And so we won the first two. I wouldn't say easily, but pretty definitively we won. And then the last one, we were like, okay, we just got to defend again. We got the strategy. Everybody knows where to be. And we're like, okay, if we have to invade, then it screws it up because I feel like the numbers when you invade do drop a bit. And so that was the concern was, oh crap, we're going to invade. Numbers are going to drop off. And we actually had, I don't know if it was the same amount of numbers that we had the previous two, but it was like, hey, we got a chance to win this tournament. Everybody needs to show up. And we had hundreds of players flooded their server, and they were so confident, kind of like we were, like, hey, we got this defense strat. Like we showed up early. There were some guys talking trash in the world chat, and like, okay, like we'll see what's going to happen. And we ended up winning. I mean, we beat them. I think we were done in like about 50 minutes or an hour or something like that. Like we won pretty definitively in that one too. It's probably one of our best wins. And the funny part about that was after we won that, the guys that we beat, the guys from our server that I left, part of my alliance, actually went to join that server and join that alliance. So we went from being kind of like enemies and never even like really played together. It was an alliance and a server that we really didn't play that much against, to then being like friends after that. So it's kind of funny how that stuff works out. A lot of fun, lots of fun. Gotta get my look at this box. Good times, good times. Would you answer my question on Discord? Uh, Fox, this isn't an emulator. This is actual PC app. If you go to Last War, their website, you'll find it on there. Discord. I'd get Kim's gun to 4 star. Get Kim's gun to 4 star. And then you need to start working on some defensive gear. Get some defensive gear going on. 8:38, what's going on? Yeah, you're welcome. Yep. See, that stuff is so hard to put into a video. Trying to explain that and put that into a video. It all just comes down to like a few different things. Your server's total hero power, like how big are your bigs? And then how many active players do you have in total? And I mean, I don't want to be mean, but like how smart are they? Because you can have players that might know kind of how to play the game, but they're not good at following like basic instructions. And you're always going to have those that go, wait, how do I get over there? How do I join the fight? And it's like literally just click, you know, like for instance, versus, like click on the versus, click on the, go, I forgot what it's like. You have the tab on versus where you click over and you click go. It's like you got to spell everything out and make it as easy as possible. Yeah, the total hero power of your server, like who your bigs are, how strong they are, and then how many active players you are. That's a lot of the times what it comes down to. Because if you don't have bigs, that can be challenging. But then if you don't have the numbers, that could be even more challenging. See you, Fox. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Attack someone or something. Nothing to attack, man. It's Sunday. I just jumped on and was just doing some arms race stuff, chatting. Nothing to do. I can do frontline. There you go. Busting barrels. Now we're having fun. Yep. Yep. Yeah, Sundays are really, really, really quiet. Usually not much going on. I do. I stream Friday because I do Desert Storm, the time slot before reset. So it's 9 o'clock. Resets at 10 o'clock. So I fight in the third time slot on Desert Storm. So I stream that. Usually hang out for a bit. Check out reset. So we did some fighting last week. The thing is though, on my main account, a lot of the teams that we face are usually like shielded up on Saturdays, so usually not a ton of action, unfortunately. Am I gonna get this? Am I gonna get this? Okay, cool. Made me nervous there for a second. I hate how you can't see the numbers. Yeah, this is the one that got me last time. Just gotta be smart with it. There we go. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, we're cooking. Cooking. Wish I had like a counter above it or something. I can actually see. Hate these ones. Are you kidding me? Wait, where's my mouse even at? Okay. My mouse was on the other page and it caused it to lag. No! It's like dodgeball. Oh, got it. No idea how I won that. Oh, yeah, I did not, I don't know what I was looking at there, but oh well. There you go, I did something. Yeah, there's nothing to really do today, unfortunately. Just doing some daily stuff. I wonder if I can get past this. Nope. Can I clear this one? This might be a time to move. No, I caught it. Alright, let's see. Nope. Okay. So yeah, now I'm at a point where I need to move my aircraft squad around because I'm not getting much power. I'm not gonna have a big power increase anytime soon. Ooh, yeah. Oh, arena. Yeah. Don't like how it gives rewards even if you don't finish. You mean getting all 5 levels? There's a question about Protector Horn in the end description. It said that at the end of seasons they will be converted into recruitment to others. Yeah. I'll have to go back over here. So I don't have any on this account for the Protector stuff. They just get converted to these tickets here. So it's basically just like a free troop training. So at any point in time, if I wanted 1,000 troops, I could just hit use and summon 1,000 tier 10 troops. Because it's the highest level whatever you can train, so it'd be tier 10 for me. Wait, what do you mean I'm so far ahead of you and everything else? Why do I, oh my gosh. I do this every time we get done with 3v3. I always click on this because they have the challenge button here for 3v3, but then in this one they do it on the side. And so I click this thinking it's the challenge button. Hero development. Man, I don't think I attacked yesterday on this account. I'm really far behind. I mean, like the level of my heroes, or no, that was season 3. Crushing victory. It's a big boy. Ooh, got him. Yeah, 45-3 was looking scary. Getting close to 45. I got no money to spend on this week. Went to a taco stand yesterday and they charged me $1,000 for a quesadilla. So, got to get that money back now. The gear, everything. Yeah. So I just went out with a buddy of mine. I just went out and say hi to some friends. And one of the places we went to, there was a taco truck, and I'd heard like they have a restaurant too, and I'd heard things about it, like oh, it's pretty good tacos and obviously um like other things. So it's like, I'll try this out. Why not? So we walked over, and I think what happened was they entered my tip because they had like the normal charge on there, but then when they entered my tip, I think they entered it twice. That's what it looked like. What happened? Yeah. So instead of $1, I was charged $1,000. So I'm like, cool. Love to see that. Okay. Oh, it's over here. I mean, I used to work at, I don't say like a restaurant, it's kind of like a fast food place a long time ago. And so like I understand like that process whenever you sign, you run your card, they print out the receipt, you add the tip, you sign all that stuff, and then they have to go back and manually enter it. So it's a manual process. And I don't know if they just put it in and it didn't populate right away, so they put it in again. I don't know, but I was like, I woke up this morning and I was just checking some stuff, and I just happened to open up my account, and I was like, um, I should have more money than this, like a lot more money than this. I called the restaurant too, and I was like, hey, I need to talk to like your manager or something. Like, oh, what for? And I was like, well, you guys charged me a lot of money. It's like, okay, we'll call you back. I haven't got a call yet though. I'm like, does nobody work until like 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock? I don't know. Pretty late for a manager to be showing up. Uh, yeah, so the gear stuff, hoping I wouldn't notice. I mean, if it was $10, that'd been one thing.
We won't give an inch.
I mean, okay, it may have like slid past me if it was $10, because it's not like I go through like every little like line all the time. And I probably would have just like seen it and thought like, oh, it's like, say it was like a week or so later, I probably like, oh, it's $10. Like that's what it costs. But it was like two different transactions are. So I would have caught it because of that, because it was two different transactions. And yeah, so I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, you were talking about the gear. Let me go back.
Commander,
So you're
wanna
talking about the
go
gear
play
I
some
have here?
competition? Think first. Carly still wants more fun. Join me for some training.
And part of the reason I have uh hold on. Yeah, part of the reason I have this, and I have, let's see here, how many more prints do I have? Another 5 here, so I need another 15 to finish that. Um, Hey, what's going on? Do I have the Statue of Liberty? No, no. I was never like so my old server where I was on, if I had like spent some money initially, I probably could have had it. But because I don't know, I didn't really like get into the game until about like a month into playing. So I was playing a little bit of catch up there for a minute. So I don't know. I always finish somewhere. What is it? Hold on, let me pull it up here. I forgot what the requirements are for it. Oh, you know what? I'm probably not going to have it in this one. It'll have to be on the other account. Um, I always finish like outside the top 40, I want to say. You usually have to be like top five to top 10 in your server. And I was kind of in like that top 15-ish range. And obviously you got to be stronger or at least time it better than a lot of the other servers too. The other servers in the grouping. Oh, is it only top five that get it? Oh, I was gonna say the yeah, part of the reason I have like this stuff
Some training.
after only playing so long is because I was in the middle of the season. I was getting some season reward stuff. Um, the old alliance that I was in on this account, they would throw me into Desert Storm, and all I'd have to do is basically just get into Desert Storm, and I would get the rewards for participating in Desert Storm. So there's some honor points right there. Uh, every once in a while, I try to do a little bit of Winter Storm. It's really hard to find Winter Storm on this account, though. Yeah, I just saved up a ton of honor medals and just picked these up with honor medals. It's not too hard, especially if you head into a season. But if you're doing in Warzone duels, all you gotta do is just participate in Warzone duels, and you'll be getting hundreds, hundreds of thousands of medals every Warzone tournament. Between, well, if you win, especially if you win, and then with all the participation rewards, as long as you're opening all your boxes. Yeah. Was that the one player from wait from your alliance? Oh, there between him and wait, what's the question? You notice that the player from your alliance always scores higher in martial guard. Um, so martial guard is different because unlike the world boss, where the world boss you can just go in with any attacking heroes and just do crazy damage. Martial guard is like a true test of power because you have to have a balance of attacking and defending. So you want to have a very strong, um, or you want to have really strong attackers, good gear on them, but you also want to have really good gear on your defensive players. And the stronger your defenders are, the better their skills are and everything like that, the longer they're going to last. And the longer your attackers can last to do more damage. So you'll see, say for instance, like this team here, if I say I hit with this 1 week, and then I got, so say Kim was, or say Debo was 5-star already, and then I hit with that, and then the next week I got Carly at the 5-star, and she had, some pretty good defensive gear. I should probably see, I wouldn't say like a double in damage, but a pretty big spike in damage from having a defensive hero that's staying alive longer to keep my back row alive longer. So they probably have a really good team, really good tech and everything. And when you're doing Marshall, if you watch my video on it, I kind of go through it. Essentially, though, if you're trying to max the damage you're doing and you don't care about troop loss, because you can lose a lot of troops doing this, you basically would send, like, I would send my third march here, or I would start a rally with my third march, let that one just sit there, and then send my other two teams to the first rally that's about to go. So you now that they switched it, it's nice they switched the rally list. It used to be the newest would populate at the top. Now it's the one that's about to launch next starts at the top. So it's a little bit better than having to scroll all the way down. That was such a pain. So don't look for the bonuses from the R4s and R5s. A lot of people just sit there and like, oh, I got to make sure I get that 5%. And so what will happen is they wait an extra minute or a minute and a half just to try to get that bonus instead of hitting, getting their troops back, hitting again. So that's what you want to do with your first and second team is just have them join the next two rallies, get them back, join again, get them back, join again. And you'll see a pretty big difference if you do that strat than just trying to launch one rally with your main team. Like everybody in your alliance that's participating, so scheduling it to where you have, I would say at least like 15, 20 players if you can, is the best because they're all, so you have rallies that are all staggered going, and then you can just sit there and rotate your teams through all the rallies. And so as long as everybody's doing that, sending their weak team out, putting their two strongest teams in there, you should be able to get, through some pretty high level martial events and get all your individual rewards. I have the strongest squads in my alliance. Yeah. Are you doing that though, or are you just launching one rally? You don't want to launch a rally with your strongest team. You should just be sending your strongest team to as many rallies as you can. Yeah. Yeah, because I did that to a lot of players too. I had guys that, say for instance, they could do 1 billion in one hit, and I could do 300 million. So it takes me like 3 to 4 hits to do the same amount of damage. But there would be times where I would almost beat them in damage because I would send not just that team, but my second team out to as many rallies as I could. But that was more like if I was trying to kill troops or we were trying to max the event or I was trying to get my individual rewards and it was hard to do so. Now we max it like pretty much automatically, and I get my individual rewards on level 12 in just one hit. So it's like I just send one squad and one hit and then I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, if you get to a point where your second squad is fairly strong, because if you have, say your first team does 300 million, your second team can do 50 million, it's pretty good to run them both because they add up over time. So if you run, say, 10 rallies with each one of those, you're going to get 3 billion from your main squad and then another 500 million from your baby squad or from your second squad while your third squad's going and just kind of trickling in some damage from there. Yeah, get your war fever. And again, it's not always about power. I mean, you can have a ton of power, but if your gear isn't right, you don't have, you could always throw, like for instance, on my main team, I could take Morrison out of my back line and throw my Kim over there because Kim's got a level 20 weapon, throw her over there, and I could go from 44.7 million to like a 45 million march. While it looks like I'm stronger, it's not actually a better squad. What's the most efficient way to get? Probably alliance gifts. Well, I think these just give construction. Now that I think about it, I think alliance just gives gifts just give construction speed ups. I can donate to these. Probably like secret mobile task. The higher you go, the more of these boxes. You know, the more of these boxes you get, and every time you open these, you have a chance of getting these speed ups. You get a ton of speed ups from these. And when you do your treasure map, you get speed ups from your treasure map. And then also when you get your treasure map, you're getting where is it? Hello? No. Ah. Okay, whatever. Can't click it. Stupid. Oh, this right here. So it increases the boxes that you get for each task. So it's just one of those things, again, the more you play, the more you do, every time you do your events, the stuff just gets better and better over time. It becomes easier to get over time. Yeah, those are some of the best ways to get it. Through Secret Mobile, construction speed up through your alliance gifts. Yep. Jump back over here. So we're pushing past 31, like the headquarters, like getting up, pushing to headquarters 35. Yeah, I mean you have, yeah, you're going to get more drills or the oil wells. So you're getting more of these that unlock. You know, you can upgrade your aircraft centers, you get the barracks, the drill grounds. You're going to get, yeah, some power across the board. But the biggest thing is there is no way they do this and then they like not introduce tier 11 troops. Like there's no way they don't bring out tier 11 troops. I think tier 11 troops, the new overlord, and forgot there's something else that somebody had mentioned that I was thinking about. But I think tier 11 troops and the overlord are probably the two big things people are waiting to hear about before season 4 rolls out. I'm pretty sure they're going to roll out the new overlord before season 3 or season 4. Like the second one, so we'll have two. But I think everybody wants to see if they actually bring out tier 11 troops and what that looks like. Because they got to bring out something big. Did they bring out anything between? I'm trying to think if they brought anything between 1 and 2 or not. I know they did a bunch of big changes between season 1 and season 2. Like with all the skill chip stuff for the drone. There are a lot of big changes there. The weapon shards obviously came out in season 1. I don't think there was any big changes between season 1 and season 2. So I don't know. Maybe they'll wait until after season 4 and do it and not really do anything between season 3 and season 4. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, yeah. This just hanging out over here. Yeah. That they did. Uh, yes, yeah, noob. Getting Lucius in a week, and I'm focusing on aircraft squad. Is it worth replacing Murphy? Murphy is 4 stars. Uh, yeah. I mean, Lucius 3 star, Murphy 4 star. Especially if you have trying to think, you don't have Morrison yet, then do you? It could be beneficial, yeah. Especially so it's not so much about how if Murphy's 4 stars, it's going to be how much his skills are leveled up too. But if you can get him Lucius to 3 stars, you get his all of his skills up to level 10. It should be okay. Yeah, I would run him in there versus Murphy. Um, Screenshot of the fastest T10 research of like what to do. I don't know if anybody did a screenshot out there, but I have it going on right now. So you got to go 4 here, get this, the 4 here to move on. And then these are have to get 4 to move through here. And then after that, it's just maxing these. Man, it's pretty simple. I mean, you just click to see what you need to unlock the next one, and it'll tell you. Like these are the only ones where when you click on them, it'll tell you you need the level 4 prior to actually get these up to level 4, then to unlock these ones. Yeah, it gets pretty pricey. It's not bad until you get down to here. These start to pick up a little bit. The morale, this one starts to get pricey as you level this up. And then this, yeah, this is where it gets really expensive. At first it doesn't look too bad, but then each time this is like, around 300 million gold. When you get them up to like level 4, that's when it becomes a real pain. But that's why when zombie invasion comes around, just grinding the heck out of that if you can. Because if you do that, you should be able to do about 3 upgrades a week. If you can do about 3 upgrades a week, or even 4, you could almost get it done in about 2 months. But depending on the timing of it, you might even be able to get it done sooner than that. It can take a very long time though, because it depends on your alliance gifts, how much you get out of your alliance gifts, if you're in a season, if you're not, holiday events, if you can time it around. Like if you're grinding out, you're in a holiday event, normally you get a lot of resources during holiday events, resources, speed ups, all that good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun when you get up there and you're like, oh crap, why can't I actually start training them? That is true. Gotta get that barracks up. Yeah, I gotta really fix my barracks when I get to 30. Clean this stuff up. The fun thing is, like this one, I'm gonna get to 30, and then I gotta come back here and get this one up to 27, and then get these up to 20 and then 24. So I got a long way to go to clean my barracks up. I've actually slowly been upgrading some of these because they're not too expensive. So I've slowly been upgrading these. Actually, you know what? I could probably do that on Tuesday during build day. I'll probably do some more upgrades on these. I'm just trying to save every little bit of resources. I need 2 more levels on this because this will be 26 when it's done. So I need to go 27, 28. Need to do tech center, and then I can start my headquarters 29. Yeah, have your train conductor roll it to 9, and then just have everybody gift them one ticket each. Yeah, if you got 30 to 35 players that join, I mean, they should get their tickets back plus more. Because you can roll it a couple times. Even if you hit gold and it's not pretty, you can try to roll it, a couple more times to get some really good stuff on there. Lots of ore, lots of skill medals, maybe a couple decoration components, always good. Uh, there's really not a huge benefit to upgrading the builder's hut. I don't know. I mean, if they did some update to where it was like a percent increase or reduction, like maybe, but there's just really not much. Yeah, you're a few minutes here and there is not much of anything at all. Alliance Hub, on the other hand, you have to upgrade this anyways. So you'll end up doing some upgrades to this. That was weird. Had Survivor there to put in, I didn't even know. Wonder how long that was there. Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by. Main squad is there. Diva, Carly, Skylar are all exclusive weapons. Hold on. If you aren't, here's a link to Discord. I guess I forgot. I could have put that in there earlier. Main squad is there. Diva, Skylar, all at. Yeah. I mean, getting Diva up first is always good because you're getting her attack up. She's going to do more damage. And when you get her up to 20, she's going to buff everybody else with the 7.5%. It would have been better if you wouldn't have upgraded Carly and Skylar to 10 first. It would have been better if you got Diva up to 20 first and then brought the others up. Because when she's at 20, like I said, you're going to have that 7.5% HP defense and attack increase. So not only is she going to be stronger, but she's going to make everybody else better. Getting Skylar and Carly's weapon up to 10 doesn't really help that much. So if we were to focus on getting Diva up to 20 and then you get the other two up to 10, that would have been fine. What's going on, Axel? Doing well. Yeah, Diva's coming to the sky. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't listen to the game. They got some weird advice on stuff. They want you to slow down and take your time. You go the scenic route. I think switching squads has low spinners doable in between seasons. Yeah. Yeah. You just gotta think though, depending on how invested your first team is, it's gonna depend on how much you do spend, it's gonna just take, a pretty long time to get your new squad. I don't know if you're talking about switching from tank to air or what, but it's just gonna take a long time to get your other squad up to whatever your first squad was. Whatever you're gonna do, you gotta pick it and stick with it. For sure. Yeah. I should have done mine from season 1 to season 2, but I stuck with tank through season 2, which I really kicked myself for that, kinda. On the flip side, my tank squad is pretty good, but the downside is I have a diva with a level 30 weapon now, and a level 10 Carly, and a level 10 Skylar, instead of having a level 20, Carly, and a level 30 diva. So I got a almost 45 million March, and then a 37 million tank March, versus having a, I don't know, probably be like 35-ish million tank and a 46 million air. So it's just one of those things, where you're gonna have, if you went one way, this would have been better, but this would have been worse. I mean, it's just how it's gonna be, how it is. All right, well, I will be back on in about 4.5, 5 hours. I'll hop back on for a little bit. Just do it. I'm doing because I stream now. I'll just do like a short stream later if anybody's gonna come back later. I just want to see what happens at reset on this account, see if they bring anything out, because we have a season celebration. Transfer surge is wrapping up here, but we'll have the season celebration for season 3. That's going to be happening. And I don't know if they're going to bring out anything else. See if there's anything new with season 3, the new season 3 celebration. We'll see if anything's new with that, if they change that up. But I'll probably just be a short stream. I don't think anything else big is going to come out. But hey, it does. Cool. Otherwise, I will see you all later. Thanks again for coming out. And have a good one.